Manchester United come out on top in the Manchester derby. It was attack versus counter-attack, Stevie, and they deserved their win.
Oh, no question. The best team won. Manchester United defended better than City when they had to, and they were better going forward when they had to. So Manchester City can have no complaints. A good tactical job from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, pretty much it was a 4-2-4. I think he would say it's a 4-2-3-1, but the truth is, when United lost the ball, it was 4 with 2 behind it, and of course the back line, particularly I thought Lindelof and Maguire marshalled the defence really, really well. And listen, City can't complain. The better side on the day one.
City could have been further behind in that first half.
They could have been 4 behind. Rashford hit the crossbar and put another one wide of the post when I thought actually he should have done far better. So again, whichever way you want to look at this game, Manchester City can have no complaints. They were outthought. I thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did a great job with his tactics, and they were outplayed.
You spoke about Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics, which were excellent, but what about for City? Does Guardiola deserve some stick for the back line that he's putting out against the pace, because he knew that was the strength, or is that all he's got?
I think at the end of the day, that's all he's got. Angelino, for me, is not a top-class fullback. Stones is struggling for form. Otamendi came on. His legs have gone. And Fernandinho is a central midfielder playing at centre-back. So the truth is, he didn't have an awful lot of choices. And any choice he did make was going to be a poor one. Just raw pace did them. I thought in the middle of the park, I was a little surprised how bad Rodri was. He looked a little heavy to me, looked big and cumbersome. And of course that meant that whenever the ball was turned over and United were on the break, certainly he wasn't getting back to help his back line.
Rashford scored, Martial scored, but sometimes in football players are unheralded, and Scott McTominay might not be everyone's idea of a star, but the last 6 times he started for Man United in the Premier League, they're unbeaten in 5 of them. He's really growing into that role, isn't he?
To be honest, he has, yes, but not only him. You know, him and Fred together against Spurs and again against United, I thought were fantastic. And I think we should give Lingard a mention as well. You know, as a young player, I thought his game was about getting in the box and getting a goal or 2. But today he showed that he can do a job defensively. Just his positioning more than anything else.
I want to get your thoughts on a couple of the penalty incidents. The first one that was given, it was overturned because the referee, who should have seen it was a penalty, then VAR interjected and gave it. Any complaints about that decision? Because it looked as though it was a clear penalty. Yeah,
absolutely. Bernardo Silva's made no attempt for the ball. He's gone all the way across and caught Rashford on the thigh. To me, it was a stonewall penalty, and I agree with you. I thought the referee should have seen it the first time.
OK, now just before half-time, Pep Guardiola was not happy that City didn't get a penalty, but I know this is when it gets boring for you and whatever. We're going to look at Law 12 and we're going to look at the wording and we're going to see why City didn't get the penalty, because there is no arm going to ball. That is why City didn't get that penalty.
Look at that wording. I mean, how
it's a bit too ambiguous for you, isn't it?
What? Listen, at the end of the day, I'll decipher it and say that, in my opinion, Bissaka's arm was not in an unnatural position, considering what he was trying to do, and so I think it was the right decision.
But you can understand, Stevie, why there's so much confusion among players, managers, and fans, and that it used to be handball or no handball, then it became this, that, or the other thing. Is there any way we can simplify this?
I don't really think so, but I'll be honest with you. You know, players and managers and coaches are going to scream for that as a penalty all day long. But they will, underneath, they will know, because there's certain things that we know shouldn't be given that we will try and get off the referee.
Yeah.
And that's a clear case of there's not really going to be many people, other than a complete and utterly biased person, who's going to suggest that that's definitely a penalty.
There's a 14-point gap now between Liverpool and City. Even City are 3 points behind Leicester, who've got a game still to play. Do you think Pep Guardiola will now think, OK, I'm going to put all my eggs in the baskets of competitions I've got a chance of winning, or will he keep going?
I think if he's smart, the games before Champions League games, then I think it would be the smart move to try and rest a couple of players, because the truth is, City aren't coming back from 14 points. I said last week, I thought City were still Liverpool's challenge. Not anymore.
And finally, we spoke earlier about whether Spurs could maybe get into the top 4 at the expense of Chelsea, who lost to Everton. Have they got a chance at top 4?
You know, I think it's going to be pretty tight between them, Spurs, Chelsea. I wouldn't stick my neck out and say one or the other is going to do it, because we know how inconsistent Manchester United can be. Yes, they've had 2 fantastic results, beating Spurs and now beating City, but you know, they're not the consistent side that they'll have to be in order to get into the top 4.
There you go. Manchester United win the derby. And by the way, to the idiot or idiots that were throwing things at Fred, grow up.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.